On this week's episode, you guys get to meet our very best friends, aka our moms.
We ask them some questions and then play a fun game at the end. Stick around.
So, stay tuned. Oh. This always happens.
Why do we always do this? Everybody, and welcome to Rare with Flair,
the podcast where two 20-somethings with the same rare disease
and their moms
out there living our best lives. I'm your host, Cassandra.
And I'm your host, Casey.
Okay, so you see it in the title, you said it in the thing, you heard our moms a second ago. We're having our moms on the episode.
Yes, we're so excited.
But really quick, I wanted to point out that 2 days after this episode is released, it is our very own Casey Greer's birthday, and we are so excited. Happy early birthday. What are you doing for your birthday, Case?
I am probably not doing much because I'm still being, cautious with the COVID, but I am going to spend some time with my family and possibly hang out with a few friends outside, so that'll be fun. But do you know what I want for my birthday, Cass? More than
I was going to ask. Please tell me.
Oh, no, you're cutting out.
No! Okay. Wait, what did you say? I'm on my edge of my seat.
I said, do you know what I want? And then I didn't hear what you said.
No, of course I want to hear. I was going to ask. Tell me.
This is what I want. I want everybody listening right now to go rate us on Apple Podcasts. And you know what else I want is for, if you love this podcast, for you to share it on the socials. Share it on your Instagram stories. Share it on your Facebook, your Twitter. Just share an episode, Why not? Why not give to me on my birthday? That's all I want, But I am going to hopefully get some presents as well.
Oh, that's so exciting. Really quick, what's on your wish list? Wait, are those docs that we mentioned in our fashion episodes still on your wish list?
Oh, they are. And if I get them, I will post in the stories of the leopard docs. And also, I told Cassandra my dad gave me an early present of a Sephora gift card. And we talked about Rare Beauty, Selena Gomez's makeup line, in another episode. So I'm going to try that out, and I'm super stoked.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. So everybody, share our podcast. Wish Casey a happy birthday on our Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, woo!
Only a few more years till we have to stop saying two 20-somethings with the same rare disease. But we have a few years to go. So hopefully we're doing this podcast in a few years. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. We have time.
Yeah, like Cass said, today we have our moms on the show. We're so excited. If the audio quality is a little different, it's because we had to be creative to get our moms to be on the show. We're kind of sharing microphones and we're not in our normal closets that we record in. But yeah.
Yeah, literal closets, mind you, because the audio quality is better that way, as opposed to 2 weeks ago, when I was in a basement with a very loud furnace.
We remember. What a time.
Oh, boy, we love that. But, yeah, so our moms, we're really, really close to our moms, which is really fun. We do, everything together. We love to go on adventures with them. We tell them pretty much anything.
Yeah.
We're just tight with our moms.
Yeah, they really are our best friends. That might be kind of, sad, but I'm just kidding. It's not. It's actually really, really awesome.
It's really cool. Plus, while we are independent women and we kind of live our own lives, our moms actually help us a good bit too. Obviously not, a ton, but they will help us by driving us around if we need it. I think my mom does a lot of, I have an apartment in the city I live in, Columbus, but I also spend a lot of time with my parents, especially because of the pandemic, so I kind of go between the places, and my mom drives me, and we have a lot of fun on those drives. We enjoy checking out new coffee shops we haven't tried in Columbus. That's kind of been our thing this pandemic, as we try new places. So
oh yeah,
my mom, what do you do with your mom?
she drives me all the time. I mean, my dad and my friends and Uber and all of that is also helpful, but I would say my mom drives me the most out of anybody, and we do have a lot of fun in the car. We have the exact same taste in music, and we have the same taste in most things. We have the same taste in movies and music and everything, and so we really like have fun in the car playing our music and just talking, and it is fun. And yeah, we pretty much do everything together, so it's hard to pick like fun. A favorite thing, but yeah.
Yeah. We joke around that, like, if anything happens, small or large, we will go and talk to our moms about it.
Oh yeah, I call my mom like every 5 minutes. Like, it's like a joke that I call her 50 times a day.
It's awesome, honestly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it any other way, though. So, I guess it's time for the piece of resistance. I gotta go get my mom because she's busy being social.
It sounds good. Mom! I'm gonna leave that in of me just yelling. I might kill earbud users.
No,
our moms both just came in here with the same kind of, like, what would you call that? Notepad? The same kind of notepad with notes on it for them. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
All right, I guess. Yes.
It's your turn.
Oh, it is? Oh, yes, it is my turn. Okay, so our moms are finally here after all of that. So I would just like you to quickly introduce yourself. Just say your name or whatever. So you can go first.
Hello, my name is Gaye, and I'm Casey's mom.
Yep.
And I've been married 35 years, and I have 2 daughters, Lindley and Casey, and
grandsons.
2 precious grandsons. I had 2 girls. Now I have my 2 boys, and they're 5 and almost 2.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's exciting. My name is Sandra, and I am Cassandra's mom. So we kind of, I don't know, rhyme or decided to go with similar names.
Actually, I use that as a fun fact a lot, is that our names rhyme, even our middle name. So her middle name is Waleska, so Sandra Waleska, and I'm Cassandra Francesca. It's a fun fact.
Oh!
There we go.
I love it.
That's too cute.
That's perfect.
So then, I have been married also for a while. I forgot how many years.
31?
31.
Almost.
Yes.
31 next month.
And I also have 2 children. Well, they're young adults now. And I have a guy, a boy, a guy. And I have Cassandra. And I do not have grandkids. So we kind of take care of Romana, which is Cassandra's dog, like a grandchild.
That's your grand dog.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
that counts.
She has 2 grand dogs.
I have 2 grand dogs.
She understands.
Absolutely.
As you guys know, we have some questions for you. We gave them these questions in advance, but
not much in advance.
Yes.
2 whole days, people.
No, last night.
No. Well, yeah, I did give them to you yesterday.
Last night I got
I forgot until last night too.
Thank you.
So our first question here is, what is your favorite thing to do with us? Do you want to go, Mom?
Okay, well, the first question and the one to answer now would be spending time with Cassandra, discovering places and going through new experiences. I just look for any events in the area that are safe given our current situation, and we kind of plan. We have done a lot of new things that we hadn't done before, and it's very exciting, like even the driving, watching movies.
Oh, yeah.
We have done a lot of nature walks, and I also enjoy a lot of sit down talking time, even when we're driving together or just because it's late at night and we are just having a mother-daughter sleepover time and we spend a lot of time talking. So talking and going places.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, I know y'all have a lot of movie nights and fun holidays and things.
I know.
So it sounds fun.
Yes.
But yeah, you can go now. What about you?
Okay, well, my favorite things to do with Casey, the first thing that popped into my head just right off the bat was we love going to theater productions. We love musical theater and plays, and We'd love to go to New York and go to Broadway shows and local shows. And of course now, due to COVID, we're missing it tremendously. But we really enjoy that. And we also love concerts. We we've been to many Sarah Bareilles concerts. How many, Kay?
Like 5.
Like 5. Like, we adore her. Even though we're both really homebodies, we do kind of like to travel. I guess our favorite thing to do is we go to the Hermansky-Pudlak Syndrome Conference every year, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful weekend. It's like a family reunion because we adore those people. And we've been to the NIH and the Vanderbilt for HBS research, but Casey would say her number one top spot for travel is Disney World.
Yes.
And I thoroughly enjoy it too, but she's like obsessed on another level. And the other thing that popped in my head is just holidays. Casey is just as a child, has a sweet childlike spirit and really loves tradition. So we really get into the holidays. We, do all the activities.
I know y'all do too.
And I know y'all do also. Yeah.
And doing the matching pajamas.
Oh my goodness, we have so many pairs of matching PJs.
We have been talking about that.
We do that and all the different, so those are the main things that popped into my head on that question.
Yes. So basically, as we said earlier, we all do everything with our moms. So basically, it's like when you ask it's like everything is the answer.
This is confirmation.
Yeah. All right. Well, the next question I have is, so I'm going to ask the question and then also add a little disclaimer. So the question is,
I already know what you're going to say.
I know that hearing our diagnosis when we were born was scary, especially with the visual impairment and everything. And so we were going to ask, what was something that we accomplished that will encourage new parents that might be listening? And the little disclaimer is Cassandra and I talked about this and we were like, ooh, does this sound braggy to ask this question? But we're on this group, this albinism group on Facebook, and this is asked a lot. A lot of parents are really scared and they want to know that their kid can do anything that a quote unquote normal person or able-bodied person can do. So that's why we wanted to kind of ask this to just encourage anybody that might be listening for what we can do. So
exactly. Am I going first?
Sure.
Yes, exactly like you said. I love encouraging other parents because I can remember well, and I don't have a good memory, but I remember well 28 years ago when she was born and finding out about her disability and just being terrified and wondering, what will she be able to do? And, all of that. So, I mean, Casey has just exceeded my expectations a millionfold, and she's just done so many things. Like from an early age, she started performing in theatrical productions and singing competitions, and of course I worried, how's she going to navigate the stage and all those bright lights in her face, but she always seems to figure it out. And she later started a YouTube channel. It's called How Casey Sees It. Shameless plug. If y'all haven't seen that, it's also it's a platform that she's been able to educate and encourage so many people, and has over 3,000 subscribers. So yes, I'm bragging on you. She said, "Mom, don't be bragging on me.
Don't go too far."
And then after high school, she was awarded a full 4-year scholarship to college, and I mean, I was just so proud of her. And she, after that, this is probably one of the biggest things that scared my mama heart the most was she moved to New York City, and of course I was terrified, and she just thrived, and she learned how to navigate the city, which is overwhelming even to sighted people, and she's just been, just like I said, exceeded my expectations, and now she's taken a course online to learn how to Braille transcribe, which I think is really cool. And it normally takes about 1.5 to 2 years. So she's about, 6 months in working on that. Less, yeah. And then that brings us up to the podcast, which I'm just so stinking proud of these two girls for starting this podcast. And again, having a platform to educate and advocate for and offer encouragement to others with disabilities and their families. So I'm really proud of them.
Thank you, Mama.
Oh, okay, you're so sweet.
That's adorable, and that's excellent. Is that exceeding expectations? I just want to kind of take that also in that same platform, in that same question, to kind of say that there is something good that I would say some people might see it also as, is it good or is it bad? And is that it exceeded my expectations that to see that she was not afraid of trying new things. And it's that battle of us moms, seeing them taking all these risks and chances, and maybe because we can see what's out there, and there's some blessings about not seeing everything around. So
True.
I think that part of it is really good and bad, but I will call it more of a blessing that comes with the little curse. But one of the good things that I noticed also, I kind of divided it more into what was the surprise for me based on the social aspect of how she was and the academics aspect of what was surprising to me from her. And it was very interesting to notice that it doesn't have to do only with vision, but it's the personality that that person has that pushes them to go through. So for new parents that would have children with albinism, they do not know what the future will be like, don't just look at the eyes or what they can see. Just keep on enjoying their personalities and nurture what they come with. But in the social aspect, what I noticed was that missing out because of the vision issues, missing out on visual cues around, she had a very good executive function, so she could take good decisions. Of course, not perfect, but it was something that she did not need really good eyesight for. She also had very interesting survival skills. So sometimes I was like, okay, I guess she made it. And
I feel like you're referencing me like running through airports.
Yes, any place, and crossing streets, and not being afraid at all. And sometimes it was a lot of faith that she had in things are going to work out. And even telling me, yes, I'm going to go and find Dad in a huge crowd of people, when I'm like, I don't think she'll be able to find him, but she had this faith that she was going to do it. She also had decent spatial awareness, kind of like everybody that they lack is one of the five senses, or everybody that has a different degree of the use of them. They might have different spatial awareness. So I wasn't sure what I was going to expect out of that. And then she was even running cross country, and she found ways to cope around that. Like she would look at the person that she could see that was the closest to her, and then once she would pass that person, she would find another body that would be moving and running ahead. So she found different ways, and her sense of humor and the wittiness that I could see in her when she was very, if that's a word, very witty, how she did not need her vision to still process some things. And then in the academics, just to see the comprehension of abstract thoughts, like it was easier for her to grasp stuff from math, and I'm like, oh, I don't even get that, so go to your dad and talk to him about it. So it was very interesting. There are things that the eyes are not really needed, and it's very different for parents when they are brought that new concept to them, just to kind of see the child or see the person more because of their personality, and that personality will take him far.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I
that's
completely
really
agree. Yeah, like it's about the personality more than the vision, because even in our school episode, you could see how different we were with academics, with social, with like sports, with all of that. Like it really just depends on the person. So, agreed.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Mom. Thank you.
Cassandra's a woman of many talents.
So is Casey.
So is Casey, yes.
Speaking of her YouTube channel, go smash that like button.
Smash that like.
So, our next question we have, sorry to make you keep talking, Mom. But it was, what was your perception of blind people or disabled people before you had us and watched us grow?
I did not have, I was trying to remember, and I did not have a lot of exposure to a lot of disability people, I think sometimes also in my times and in where I grew up, I think there's been a lot more help nowadays to mainstream than it was during my time. So I think what I recall, the few cases, they seem to be, in my mind, more people that were not as independent and that sort of a situation. But I did not feel like I could talk to, it was very easy for me to talk to them. I wasn't uncomfortable about it, so it was natural in a way, to the degree that the exposure was there. But I also have realized how different it's been for my daughter, also in the environment that she's growing up in, and also in the generation that she's growing up in. And I think that environment helps a lot, or it might not help. So environment plays a big role into how people will perceive other ones and that might not have the same skills. And it was very interesting to see nowadays how I have been able to see how independent she became, stuff that I did not see back then as much. So it has been very, very eye-opening to me to see the community, the training, the help takes an individual very far. And I have seen it in you, and I have seen even how more and more is around that were not back then.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
even when you both were growing up, disabilities were more like hidden and shameful.
Yes.
So
That's right.
Yes.
Well, I was trying to think back, and I really don't remember, like, personally knowing anyone with a disability or blindness, or at least I wasn't aware of it if I did. But yeah, I think it's kind of like Sandra said, they weren't mainstreamed as much. And I went to a small private school growing up, and I just don't remember that. But I do think I was trying to really decide, and I think I thought that my perception of blindness was kind of an all or nothing thing, like you either see nothing or you can see perfectly. And I think the majority of people think that, and I believe I was one of them. And I don't think I knew there was partially sighted or, that gray area. But something that I find so interesting, and Casey reminded me,
her of this.
Yeah, she reminded me of this. I'll give you credit because I don't remember, but it's crazy to me now when I've been thinking about it the last 24 hours. When I was 10 years old, I was obsessed with this movie called Butterflies Are Free. And it's about a blind man. He's an aspiring singer-songwriter, and he's living away from his mom, who's very overprotective, for the first time in his own apartment. And then this real free-spirited, funny girl moves in next door, and kind of, craziness ensues, and the overprotective mom doesn't like the girl because she thinks that she's going to hurt her son in the end. And I would watch that movie over and over and over again, and I was so intrigued by this blind man, and also about how his mom reacted to it. And I don't know. And then when I was around 16 years old, another movie came along that I just would watch over and over, and I loved it, called Ice Castles. And
I remember that movie.
You remember that?
Yes. Oh, I loved
obsessed
it.
with it. Yeah,
Yes.
it was about a girl who's a figure skater, and she got into this freak accident on the ice where she hits her head, and later
you've told me about that.
loses part of her vision, and she goes, into a depression and kind of a hole, doesn't come out for a while, and finally ends up, persevering at the end and starts competing again. But I just remember what an impact that made on me as a 16-year-old, and just loved it. And I think now, I really truly believe that the Lord placed on my heart that empathy and that admiration for people with blindness at that early age. And I think the reason he did that was to prepare me for being Casey's mom.
Yep. And then after I was born, you were really into the movie Quest for Camelot, which has a blind guy. But I think that was because
you
I
loved
was
it.
alive and I liked it.
Yeah,
But
probably.
have you ever seen that, Cassandra?
No, I haven't.
It's a really good blind character.
So good.
Ooh, okay.
yeah.
Put it
Gotta
on
watch it.
Put it on the
Yes.
list.
Yeah.
and the music is beautiful.
The music is really good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Awesome. We're gonna,
Cool,
we got
cool. Alrighty, guys. So, next question is, we both have older able-bodied siblings. So what was something you enjoyed about watching our relationships as siblings as a mom?
Right.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. Well, Casey has an older sister, like I mentioned earlier, Lindley. And truly, one of my greatest joys in life is seeing my two girls together. And when they're just laughing and having fun, I have a one of my favorite photos of all time. I took it. I have it as a canvas hanging in my den, and it's them on the beach, and they didn't know I was taking it. They were just laughing about something hysterically, and I got the shot, and it's one of my very favorite photos ever. So Lindley has two little boys, my two grandbabies, and when she called Casey. This is when Casey lived in New York, and told her she was pregnant with her second. And literally right after that, Casey called me, and she said, "Mom, it's time for me to move back." She said, "I don't want to miss my nephews growing up." And I thought that was the sweetest thing. And Casey is just absolutely loves those boys with all her heart. And she did move back so she wouldn't miss them their growing up years. And the three of us don't, because of Lindley, having the two little boys and both of them working so hard, it's hard to get time for the three of us to spend together. But when we do, it's my absolute favorite time in the whole world, and it has my most treasured memories. We sometimes have what we call Girls' Day, and we did it not too long ago.
Yeah, we do it for our birthdays every year.
And this was a kind of a COVID one, but a little different. But we got dinner and ordered out, and we have a sleepover, and we just laugh until we cry. We have so much fun together. Another thing that Lindley was able to do, she was able to come to the Hermansky-Pudlak Syndrome Conference twice. And that meant a whole lot to Casey and to me. But she wanted to come learn more about the disease and get to know our other family, because she always hears us talk about them. And, because we just love them dearly. And so now it's cool because Lindley's like Facebook friends with all of them. And she's just become a part of the community. And that means a lot to us. So really, the girls are very different in a lot of ways.
Yeah, we're super opposite.
But as different as they are, their love for each other is so precious to me. So.
Awesome. So yes, the same dynamics that you have seen in between your girls is the same dynamic that have been is a pleasure to have and to see, and it's just that nonchalant attitude of both of them towards each other, in which there's not the concept of you cannot see is non-existent as much. They were growing up together. It's just like a good bond of brother and sister in our case, because we have Carlos being the oldest one, and the guy, he still was very close to Cassandra. They are about 3.5 years apart, and they really had those before 5 years, before they were 5-year-olds, they bonded a lot. They played a lot together, and it was a level of normalcy that was an example for me to see, because it's like, there's no differences, there's no issues, there's nothing. They're just brother and sister being brother and sister. And still nowadays they communicate a lot, they talk to each other, and it's been interesting to see how the whole relationship of sibling have grown among them. But also he has been able to learn more about her condition and situation as he grew up, just as he was seeing the experiences that and everything that was happening. And it is a process. There's not going to be a 5-year-old that understands what the other sibling with a rare disease life is like.
Dear, what was the story? So there was a story of, speaking of my brother, of he was in elementary or something, and he said that I was only a quarter blind.
He will defend her when people say, but your sister is blind. And he said, no, she's just a quarter blind. he had this is the measurement he used to. But it was very interesting because he did not see the disability in that situation. He just saw his sister. And for me, it was also very what was the word I'm looking for? It's kind of like reassuring to even hear teachers telling me that they enjoyed seeing the relationship of them, that even when I wasn't around, they could see that they would look after each other, but we never made that. Like, we never sat down and said, you have to take care of your sister because your poor sister is so needy, or any of that. We just treated them the same way, and it was very interesting to see how he would let her fall if she needed to fall, but he also helped her when she needed to be helped. But it wasn't going to be put on him something that was not some, let's say, natural. So I guess I enjoyed seeing how organic that relationship of siblings were in them. And it was all very natural. We did not have to have the sit down talk about respecting each other. Well, besides the normal sibling thing that they all have to go through. But and he did visit. He did go once. I believe it's been once only to the HPS conference. Yeah. And he learned a lot. He likes science a lot too. So for him, it was kind of interesting to learn a lot of the details into it. But he also lives far, like at least Casey and Lindley, they are in the same area, sort of. Carlos,
my brother lives in Arkansas.
Yeah, so he's pretty far.
Hi, Carlos.
But maybe someday we can hear him saying, like Casey said, maybe it's time for me to move back home. You hear, Carlos? You hear?
That's great.
But it's been a pleasure, yes, to have them.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
Love that.
I love my brother. Aww.
Yes.
Okay, our last question. Can you believe it? Okay.
Can't believe it.
And this is just very, very open, but what is a funny memory you've had with us, disability related or not? We thought we'd give our listeners something funny and enjoyable from our childhoods or recent. I don't know.
Let me just do the disability related one.
Okay.
First.
You do one of each.
And then, I chose one of each. Well, I chose a couple of each, maybe.
Yes. All right.
All right.
She chose a couple too. That's fine.
All right. Okay. So the disability related one was, and most of the memories that I have is when she was younger. I wish I could have one more recent, but nothing came to my mind. But I remember when she was younger and she was in preschool and I went to pick her up and her teacher told me that she just kept telling her that a bug was staring at her. She could not see animals, insects very clearly. She can still not see them. She can hear the buzzing of the bees. But she kept insisting that there was a bug, an insect, looking at her while she was waiting for me to go and pick her up. And I just realized that my daughter have always loved to repeat television lines or show lines that they do not apply to her, but she memorizes them and delivers them like a true statement. So that was one of them. That was very interesting for me to see. It's like, she cannot see the bug, let alone the eyes in the bug.
Honestly, I think it's rude that a bug would be staring at me.
I just need to know what quote that's from.
Yeah,
I don't either.
And then another one, this one was more non-disability, but it was that she kept repeating a lot. Mom, I am Emily Elizabeth, so I have to address her no longer like Cassandra, but Emily Elizabeth is the character.
Anyone watched Clifford?
Yes,
from Clifford.
Oh, I loved Clifford. I'm down.
That's what
Oh yeah. That's
and lines like during Christmas time, she will open up a present, and if she care about it or not, but she will say, "This is what I've wanted all of my life."
Oh,
she gets these lines. It must have been from different television shows that she
That
will
one
watch.
I think was from Arthur. I gotta say.
Oh wow!
I love
I think
Arthur
I know
too.
that one was.
See?
that sounds like something you would say.
Yeah.
This is what I've wanted all of my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so cute.
So I did the disability and
Okay.
the not disability related, and I might just have a couple more maybe if I remember them later.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, am I next?
Yep.
Well,
Yes.
when Casey told me this question, I thought, we really do like laugh all the time, and we've often joked that we should write a book about our travel mishaps.
Yeah.
I mean, every time Casey and I travel together,
Something goes wrong.
something craziness will ensue.
Yeah.
I mean, we joke about it, and just some of the I just kind of jotted down a few of the different things.
Okay.
Somehow we always seem to end up in a hospital.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that's happened a lot.
Oh,
Is it really funny? But
It's
it's
funny
funny
looking
now.
back on it, yeah.
Not funny at the time, but it's one of those things. It's funny looking back. And one time we had gone to the beach and we were at this condo for the first night, and we got in the elevator, and it all of a sudden just stopped, and the whole elevator literally dropped, and it stopped
got
between
stuck.
two floors.
Wait, like
and
a
the door
movie?
wouldn't open.
Yeah, literally like
Tower of Terror.
Literally Tower of Terror.
Oh
Yeah.
my
So,
goodness.
So we were stuck, and we looked on the wall of the elevator. It had an emergency phone number, and we called it, and the man said, okay, ma'am, now where are y'all located? And
we
my
forgot-
husband was with us too, and we
forgot
all
the
looked
name.
at each other, and we said, do you know the name of this condo? No, I don't know the name. Do you know the name of this condo? And we're on the phone with the man, and we're like, sir, we don't know where we are.
oh.
And eventually, I don't know, after like 20 minutes or so, it bumped
It
again.
bumped up,
and
and
the
we-
doors opened, and we came out, and Casey goes, you can best believe I'm going to be taking the stairs and singing the Hallelujah chorus the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
And we never did.
Wow.
We never got on the elevator again.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my! We've had so many funny stories about travel. One time, we were flying, and we had a layover, and our flight got canceled, and we had to stay in the hotel, but our luggage had gone on, so we had nothing. And that night, Casey became violently ill. Every time we travel, somebody gets sick. And she had a stomach bug, and we were up all night, and the next morning we were trying to get home, and I carried her to the airport, like barely making it. We go into the airplane, and she turns white and starts to pass out
in the plane.
in first class. So we're sitting in the first class seat trying to kind of get her to so we can get back to our regular seat, and the people are filing in, and finally this woman comes up, and I said, ma'am, is this your seat? I'm so sorry, we're trying to get back. And she kind of looks at us. I guess she didn't want to sit in our germs. She said, oh, that's fine, y'all just stay here, I'll go sit in your seat.
And then we got first class. We got treatment.
We got to ride in first class for the first time.
Well, someday we have to travel together, because maybe we can mix all of the experiences together.
So you guys will run through an airport.
Yes, you will run and run and run until you make it.
Oh, not us.
Like
But also-
at the last minute, but hopefully we don't end up in a hospital.
Yes.
Right.
See, no,
Casey
I
gets
get
to the
the
airport
airport like 7 hours before.
No joke. No joke.
Wow.
So, yeah, if you travel
really,
with
not
us,
really, so.
bring a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and be ready to camp out for a while. because
Hey,
we
but
get
that would
like
be
really
fun.
nice.
I'm that person.
That will be fun. It will be our time to visit, which is great anyway. So, but
Yeah.
it's
And
fun.
there's one other story I had. Casey and I, another thing we joke about often is that we're voodoo dolls.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, she will call me one morning, Mom, I've got a headache. It's kind of on my right side. And I'm like, Casey, I woke up this morning with a headache on my right side.
You guys
Always.
are connected.
I mean,
Always.
and then
It'll be like my left pinky finger.
I was
and
just
it's
gonna
her
say,
left pinky finger.
literally.
Yeah,
And I mean,
literally.
it happens at
All the
least
time.
once a
Once a
week,
week.
sometimes more often.
Yeah.
For years, this has been going on.
Yeah, always. It's so
Is that a real thing? I don't know. But, yeah.
That's really trippy.
That's really very interesting. Wow.
Very interesting.
Wow.
So we just laugh a lot.
Yep.
Oh, just the one last thing that I just remember was, and that one involved when my mom was alive. And it was the one time that I think that was always funny, and we always make reference to. And it was my mom washed and cleaned her backpack.
I knew it.
Because she had a very cute lime green backpack that she loved, but she wanted to use it the next school year also, and it was in good condition. But then my mom decided to spend some time, just like grandmas will do, and she cleaned it all, and it was just very bright lime green again. and she was so excited. And we had just left it out to dry because yes, it was and it was one of those with wheels, that type of backpacks. And then Cassandra saw it, and she did not even ask if the backpack is ready. But she was what, first grade?
I think I was in maybe fourth grade.
Fourth grade. Wow. All I know is that she took it and she started saying, she says another thing she does a lot. She sings lines as she is.
Well, I sing made up songs that I make up.
Yes,
me
as
too,
she is
all the
either
time.
cleaning or whatever's happening in life. Like when she's on the podcast and sometimes, the internet is not working, she will sing that line. So that
that's
time
what
she
we do.
goes
the
into...
same exact thing.
We do that.
But we did songs about our dogs.
Our dogs. I sing to my dog.
All day long.
Yeah.
I did
Well,
too.
this one, she just went with her backpack singing, clean, clean, oh, so clean. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our mom and I at the same time turned and we said, no, because it was still wet. And it was interesting how she froze in place and she said, oh my goodness, what did I do? And then we just explained it to her. But forever, every time we get
clean
something clean, we go into our little song.
Clean, clean, oh, so clean.
So that was kind of a funny situation that has become a tradition now.
It's a constant joke in our
Yes,
house.
we have songs that we'll sing, like our Girls' Day. When we do Girls' Day with my sister, we sing, it's Girls' Day, Girls' Day, Girls' Day, Girls' Day.
We're finally here.
And we have like a lot of them. Like my dog, I call my dog Bun, and we go, he's a bun, he's a bun, he's a bun, 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 he's a bun, he's a bun, he's a bun.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. I love that one. Yes, we also have different names for the dogs here in this house. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They have the name and the
English
nicknames.
and Spanish.
Yes.
I love that so much. Well, are you both ready for a game?
Sure.
So you don't know this game
Hey,
yet.
Sandra,
because
we didn't get a heads up on this one.
I
No fair.
know.
It was intentional.
My mind is gonna go blank. I know it.
It's easy. It's easy, I promise.
It's I don't think your mind will go blank only because it's a this or that game. So we're literally going to give you two things and you pick this or that.
Okay. Think I can handle that. Maybe.
That's all we're going to do.
Maybe.
And you don't have to go into long detail. You can just say the word. That's all,
say the word.
if that's all you want to do.
If you want
or
to
you
go
can
into
explain,
detail,
that's
that
fine,
is
too.
up to you.
Yeah, if you want
But-
to, that's fine, but no pressure. No pressure, because you haven't
Right,
rehearsed
no
it, I
pressure.
know. So,
Right. We just figured let's do very basic, like this or that. Two things, all right? Dogs or cats?
Sandra's having trouble.
Let's say half of my life were cats, and now the rest of half of my life has been dogs.
okay. So both.
Do I go to that?
Yep,
now?
go ahead.
Yes.
100% dogs.
Yeah, my mom was like attacked by a cat as a child.
Yeah. Not a cat person.
But she's a dog person.
very much a dog person.
You know.
Wow.
And then were we going to answer too, Cass?
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
I didn't know if we had decided that or not, but I'll just say dogs as well.
Yeah, I like cats because I find them interesting. Like, I like to watch what they do because they basically don't like people, but it's fun to watch them. But of course I love dogs. I wasn't like a huge dog person until I got my guide dog here, but she's my favorite, so.
Of course.
Can I add that I also have an ongoing nightmare? What do you call it? Repeating nightmare about cats attacking me.
Well, because you were traumatized as a child.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Childhood trauma. Okay.
Sad.
Okay, up next, beach or mountains?
Who, me?
You can go. Yep.
Beach.
I'm a mountain person.
Yeah,
Oh.
same. I gotta go with mountains.
Yes.
I would also go with beach.
Okay.
And it's funny because as Cassandra and I were, as we were writing out these questions, I was like, I know what my mom is going to answer for every single one of them already.
Wow.
Okay, I know exactly what you're gonna say for the next one. Coffee or tea?
Oh, coffee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Easy.
100% coffee on my side too.
I think I'm the only tea person in the group.
Yeah.
Wow. Very interesting.
I love a chai tea.
I was going to ask you. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Chai is delicious.
Yes,
Chai
I like
tea.
it. Yeah.
I like all
do too.
teas though, like herbal tea, and
Yeah.
I like all different kind of tea.
And I like tea. It's not like I dislike it. Like Cassandra
Right.
does not like tea much.
I am
drink
very
coffee.
picky about my teas. I like very few of them because I feel like a lot of them either taste just like leaves or they're bitter and I don't enjoy it.
Yes, but coffee, coffee is like my favorite, but I would do tea also if I have to. Especially my favorite part would be the iced tea.
She loves
Yeah, I
iced
love iced
tea.
Oh, I love green tea too. I love green tea.
She's like,
I am half and half.
Yeah.
I usually have
Yeah.
a cup of
Yes.
iced tea, and it has to be black and green mixed.
she loves the green tea at Panera, not Spawn, but she always
Yes,
like
the
swings by and
Panera
picks
green
it up.
tea.
It tastes like
The Panera
Fruit
green
Loops
tea is
to
the
me.
best green tea. Yes,
It
it is
is.
the best
It
green tea in the
is.
world.
Yes.
Is the Panera green
Yeah.
tea. Oh, I'm craving it. I wish I had Panera green tea right now in my hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it sounds so good.
It would keep you up. Doesn't have caffeine.
Okay, next, speaking of staying awake, morning person or a night person?
Well, for years and years.
How is this even needing an explanation?
Well, it needs an explanation because for years and years I was a night person. To be honest with you, I am neither a morning person or a night person. Only because let me finich that because everybody's gonna go, what? You just hate getting out of bed? But yeah, but I have many health problems. And I have very, very low energy. And so I don't really stay up real late. And
You don't
and
wake
if
up
I don't
early.
have to, and I don't get up real early
that's
either.
true.
I just require a lot of sleep, which I hate. I wish I was not that way, but that's kind of my life as it is at this stage.
For me, I've always been a night person, but with time, that night is a little bit earlier and earlier to go to bed for me. But I also I can only be morning person after I have coffee.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom and I are both night people, which is fun because like we're usually up at midnight still talking. And my dad's like been asleep for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it's really fun. We get to stay up late together and it's not like a big thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
well-
it's been a blessing of this pandemic in a way season because I did not have that as much anymore, especially during her college years, because she would be away from home so many weeks. We only would see her mainly for the holidays, and given the situation now that otherwise it will be pretty kind of alone in one place versus the other, the same with us here at home. We are not entertaining a lot of people, so what is happening is that we kind of catch up, and that night is kind of like a sleepover.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Yeah,
right.
as a teenager, I stayed up until the sunrise. Like, literally, I would see the sunrise.
Wow.
And, like, I was a super night person. But now with my dog, like, he wakes me up at, like, 6:45, and I just, like, can't go to bed that late or I won't sleep. And so I've kind of switched. And I still go to bed at 11:30 or 12, so it's not super early. I get in bed early, though. But, like, he has switched me. It's taken, like, 2 years of having him, but I've finally kind of switched over to the... and I used to really hate morning people, so... Like,
Yeah.
it, like
Same.
The things she does
They used to
for her
annoy me.
love of that baby
Yeah.
dog.
My dog.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I almost just did the dog voice. I can't do that yet until we get 100 reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Whoa, yes.
Ooh, you don't out yourself, Casey. We gotta make the people
Sorry, I
work
won't
for
do
it.
You gotta work for it.
All right, the last question we have in our little game is breakfast or dinner?
Oh, both. Both. Food is great. I could enjoy brunch as much as I could enjoy a nice dinner, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about breakfast for dinner?
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
I'm a
We
big
do
fan.
that usually like on Sundays.
Yeah.
We love to do that in
Yes.
the evening of Sundays.
My mom makes some awesome hash browns.
Oh, and this
Yeah.
recently I just made the pumpkin pancakes with cinnamon and vanilla in them. Oh, yes. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of brunch. Like, I love dinner, but if I had to pick one, I would probably pick breakfast because everyone, I mean, I mentioned it in our last episode, but my obsession with eggs reigns true.
I would probably pick dinner just because I love breakfast when I eat a big breakfast if I go out to breakfast or something, but like at my house normally I don't make a big breakfast for myself, so I usually make a big dinner.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think that's
That
it.
is our episode. Thanks so much,
Gay
Mom.
say what she liked?
Wait, did she say?
No, I don't.
I think she just
said-
likes
she-
both.
Oh, I like both. I'm like you, Sandra. I'll just like to eat.
Yes.
I absolutely like both.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is our episode. Thanks so much, Mom.
Yes,
Thank you, Mom.
Well, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Bad.
I know, right?
Thinking it's
See,
bad.
we knew that you guys would do great.
Thank you so much, girls, for inviting us.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
and like I
course.
said,
Now,
we're
do you
proud
want to
of
say
you
bye?
girls.
Well, I want to say now goodbye to all of the listeners, and I hope that you guys will get even more and more subscribers.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yay! Thank y'all. Love y'all.
Bye.